Wait a minute. Good evening, viewers, once again. Today on the show, we are on our second episode of our 5-part series, Handling Sexual and Gender-Based Violence. Welcome to the show. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for always being here on Wednesday. Today we are handling medical self of defilement and rape cases, also assault, incest, and sodomy. With us is Sellah Simiyu, and we are shooting live from Busia County Referral Hospital. Tune in and let's listen and learn more. Karibu sana to the show. I have introduced you, but I would still require you to introduce yourself and tell us about your journey up to the moment that we are seated here.
Okay, my name is Sellah Simiyu, as you have heard. I'm a clinical officer by profession with a bachelor's degree in clinical medicine, surgery and community health. I've been in this hospital since 2019 May, when I began my internship here. I finished my internship last year May. Then August, I went to the Department of Sports, Gender, Culture, Social Services, and I requested for something. And they thought it was wise for them to give me this contract on casual basis as a clinician working here, doing the medical part, the clinical part, gender-based violence.
Okay. Let me take you back now to primary school.
Yes.
At what moment did you realize or get the click in your personality that you wanted to be a doctor? Ama wewe ulikuwa tunacheza mpira kati adome and maybe it dawned on you wanted to be a doctor maybe at high school? Is it something that you felt while in primary? Because others tell you like from as young as 3 years nilijua nataka kuwa daktari. So what was that moment that made you want to become a clinician?
Okay, while in primary, you know, definitely primary, you only talk about doing medicine, engineering and everything.
Yes.
And once you reach in high school, that's when now Form 2, Form 3 careers will start now changing.
Yes.
But I remember in 2012, when I was just about to do my KCSE,
Yes.
I lost my dad.
Okay.
I lost
Sorry
my
for
father.
that.
Then I have my big sister called Dr. Janet Manyasi. Now, during that fateful day, I think Janet was with my father. And my father was like telling her, after high school, make sure you take Sellah to a medical school. I want her to do a medical course. Then when after school, you know, you are just from Matanga and then you buried your father, all of a sudden, then you are sitting for an exam. I didn't perform that well. Then I went back to Butere Girls. Initially I was in Lugulu Girls. I went back to Butere Girls.
Nice.
And I had to perfect on my sciences. And actually I passed. Then my sister opted to take me to Great Lakes University of Kisumu. So where I did my bachelor's degree in clinical medicine, surgery and community health.
Perfect. Now tell us about this center, Sellah. What is this center all about?
Now, this center, okay, initially it has not been there.
Yes, I hear it was just opened several weeks back.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks, I guess.
Good. So this is after getting this contract, that is August of the last year.
Yes.
And then there is this NGO, an organization that came in, that is Center for Collaborative Center. Okay, CCGD.
CCGD.
Yeah.
That is Center for Collaborative. Those are 3 C's and
no,
a G.
the CCGD.
C.
Collaborative Center for Gender and Development.
And Gender Development.
Yeah, now that during that time they were also coming in after realizing that we have like several cases of gender-based violence in Busia County.
Rise, yes.
Bearing in mind that we are near the border. So they came in at the right time because I had just reported like a month ago. They actually brought for us what we are seeing here. It's courtesy of CCGD.
CCGD.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, CCGD, for coming through for Busia County. Big up.
Thank you.
So this center is young, but before now this center was brought. Uko nyuma kumekuanga aje? How have you been handling these GBV cases?
Uko nyuma before ni kuja hapa, we have clinicians at the OPD, at the casualty.
Okay.
They used to handle these cases. But now the problem was, I think documentation was not perfect, because when you compare the total number of clients or victims in the 365 MOH book and the post-rape care form. They're different. You know, post-rape care form, you have to fill it, then you take it back to the station. But for the book, I think there was a problem with documentation, but they really tried also. Because it wasn't that easy. The line is that long, then you have to see the patients.
I just can't come.
Yeah.
You know, I've been assaulted.
Ama line mrefu.
Kwanza unakasirika, unarudi nyumbani na
ukweli.
Madhara yako ni madhara ama how, I don't know Kiswahili, kuna mauguzi. Mauguzi. Okay, now Sellah, tell us now on a normal day. When I say a normal day is when you wake up like on a Monday through to Friday. I don't know if you work on Sundays. When you wake up and you come to this office, what is your work?
Okay, once I come in, most of the time, now that I'm here and I have police officers at the other side, they do call if they have clients.
Which
at the
side?
other side.
Here in the hospital?
No, at the station.
At the station, okay.
In case maybe they have a case that has not yet reached here, they will call me. Or maybe they come through where they give the patient number, where they key in the patient number. You will see them directing them here. Once they reach here, maybe they are accompanied with the mother, the guardian, a police officer, whoever the person they come. I take a detailed history as a clinician. I listen, if the client has come with the mother, I will listen from the client, then from the mother. And sometimes, you know, babies will refuse to disclose anything. So yeah, maybe you take the mother out, you talk to the baby, then thereafter the mother will now come to give her own version. Then after detailed history, then I do head to toe examination, including the genitalia. I do examine the genitalias. Then thereafter, I take them to the lab. We have some lab works that are supposed to be done. Then at the lab, they're given a first priority because we are watoto wenye washakuwa already traumatized. They're given a priority, first priority. Then once they're back with the results, in case haja report station, I refer them to the
back to the police
station.
But this is now like the first stop for them.
Then in case kama wametokea station, then most of the time wanakujanga na P3 forms.
P3 form.
Where I fill. Then wakishatoka lab, I also take them to the CCC. For those ones presenting,
CCC is now what?
The AMPATH. CCC in full is a comprehensive care center. So those ones presenting within 72 hours, like amedefailiwa, amerepiwa within 72 hours, we initiate them on PEP. Post-exposure prophylaxis.
Post-exposure prophylaxis.
Now
that one is for what?
To prevent them from getting HIV.
Right.
Then they also do counseling at the other side. Then once they're done with the other side, they come this side. We have a psychologist in the room for psychosocial support. We have our social work here. We have a counselor who is not in today.
So at the point of psychosocial support, is it done? Is it a one-off session, or they will still be referred back as per how they heal and how they respond to those sessions?
No, it's not a one-day thing. After I'm done with filling the P3 forms, I take them to the station. I give them a TCA to come back maybe after 2 weeks. We usually follow them up after 2 weeks, after 2 weeks, after 2 weeks.
I'll ask you something about counseling, but later on. Now we are handling today. We are just speaking about GBV. So I'd like, for the sake of viewers, to understand which are the particular cases that you handle concentrated on GBV. Because we all know of defilement and rape. So are there other cases that we may not know of that are also handled in this center?
Gender-based violence, it's a very big thing, if I may say. It's wide. We have rape, we have defilement, we have sodomy, where I have some cases. We have FGM. We have assault, emotional and physical. So it's not that it's big, if I may put it like that in a layman's language. It's wide.
and physical. So tell us about defilement and rape. Like, what are the key things that you look at now when you receive a case? You've said that you first take a history of the patient, the victim or the survivor. Then you do a head-to-toe assessment, then you look at the genitalia. So I'm asking now for defilement and rape cases, because sometimes what people know is that walienda tu wakamcheck. So what are the key things that you look at? Because also it is at this point that you will determine whether the perpetrator atafungwa ama atafungwa. Si hivyo ndio sawa? See, evidence is what is very important. Because as the parent or the victim gives an account, an oral account, whatever story that they give, the assessment that is done by the clinician, who is now you, must also corroborate what was given by word of mouth. So hapo kwa genitalia, what do you look at? Like, what kind of assessment is done?
You rate what you see. I normally look at the genital hair distribution.
Okay.
And then I look at the labia majora and the labia minora.
Okay.
I look at the hymen.
Okay.
I look at the vagina. For any maybe bruises or inflammation, any tear. Most of that. Okay, so far I've not done I've not done a speculum examination, because I've not had anyone who comes with PV bleeding, or maybe cervical tear or something. So far I've not done a speculum. So for what we normally look at most of the time is the hymen. So if there was penetration, definitely the hymen will not be there, will not be intact.
Yes.
And we can't say that only penetration tears the hymen.
Yes.
Even strenuous exercises can can break the hymen. We talk of kuendesha baiskeli kwa mtoto msichana can also tear the hymen.
Tomboys.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
alafu huku ni western, unajua mademo anapanda tu Black Mamba unapologetically wameenda kuchota maji huko,
ama anatoka shule wanatoka na hizo baiskeli.
Yes.
So it's an allegation that it happened. But so once the hymen is not intact, hawezi sema like maybe it will happen 3 months ago, 2 weeks ago, you won't get anything. Okay.
Now for like a case that has a broken hymen, is it very difficult for you to acknowledge that penetration was done? Ama hymen inakwanga tu like 10% of the whole assessment?
No, hymen, I think it matters a lot.
Okay.
Because a hymen is a membrane covering the vaginal wall.
Okay.
And once there is penetration, it means once there is no hymen, it means there was
penetration.
Yeah.
Okay.
So whatever that unajua we have different sizes of the penis.
Okay.
So kuna wengine yao ni ndogo, kuna wengine yao ni kubwa.
Yes.
So like kama mtu akona penis kubwa, definitely utaona like the penetration, like utaona this vagina was penetrated for real.
Okay.
And especially those ones presenting within maybe 72 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, utapata bruises, utapata inflammations, utapata hyperemic marks.
Okay.
Yeah, that's evident that there was penetration.
Okay. And what about for sodomy cases? What do you check for?
Sodomy, we examine the anus and the genitalia also, the penis.
Okay.
For sodomy, like the last time I think I checked, I had a patient who came with the fecal incontinence. Okay. When I say fecal incontinence, I mean akitaka kupupu inatoka tu yenyewe.
Oh Jesus.
So it was there for a while, and wakamchapa like around 9-10 years old. So like hawakujua nini ilikuwa inafanyika. So later on ndio mtoto anajaribu like ana open up, huyo mtu alinifanyia kitu before corona. So some of
before corona, we are talking about last year around
February.
Like a year ago.
Yeah. Okay. You can imagine huyo mtoto amekuwa na hiyo incontinence for like a year. Cause unajua anapigwa, anajiosha, anaosha nguo zake, zingine pupi kikuwa mingi anarusha kwa choo. Okay. So like the grandmother akiingia huko anapata there is nothing.
Now when you talk about fecal incontinence, now describe it like donielewe in my body, because when you get the urge you want to go for a long call, there's a way you hold the muscles. Now for that case, like it doesn't register in the mind that this thing is coming rush to the toilet, like it just comes
by the time una realize unafaa kwenda choo, it chapita.
Oh Jesus.
So the sphincter, the anal muscle, it's kind of loose. Okay. So by the time unataka like ashike, inakata.
Okay.
So maybe ni kitu ilikuwa may happen maybe more than thrice, or maybe depending on the size of the dick or whatever the person used.
Okay.
Yeah. But now in such scenarios, we take them back to physiotherapy, or we refer for further management.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so that means it can be repaired.
Yeah, it can.
So
we have a specialist who can do that work.
So when it repairs, does it now return to the original state? Ama itakuwa tu mitigate your issue?
I think it returns because when I correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sawa.
That is in severe form.
Okay. Now we've talked about assessing the genitalia for both defilement and rape cases, and also for sodomy. Now sometimes you get somebody that has been raped, ni mtu maybe amesha break hymen yake, maybe somebody that has already given birth severally. So when you assess that kind of a person, is it the same assessment for like a child or somebody who has never had sex before? Maybe somebody that has had sex and maybe hasn't given, but is it does it cut across the same assessment? Does it cut across, or there are specific features that vary as per the clients?
You know, when you talk of rape, it's like I forced you to do it.
Yes.
Then that is an above 18 years.
Yes.
So above 18 years, maybe whether amefanya ama hajafanya. Okay, mostly wangu amefanya. Then by the way, I had a case, a 30-year-old mwenye alirepiwa na akapigwa.
Okay.
So in such scenarios, okay, amekuja within 72 hours, or maybe amerepiwa usiku, then hajakojoa, hajaoga, anakuja hivyo. We have a test by tunafanya HVS, high vaginal swab.
Okay.
Yenye tunapeleka lab.
Okay.
So itakuonyesha kutakuwa maybe kama kutakuwa na spermatozoa, it will show you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that one is, you know, rape cases are very controversial. Somebody will just say, no, we had agreed. Then akafika hapo akaniambia ati mistaki, you know. So when you say you do the high vaginal swab,
Yeah.
So of course there's penetration, but now what is that specific thing that will now make you acknowledge kwamba this was just not consensual sex, but it was rape?
You know, it's actually hard for you to come up with, to conclude, because it's an allegation. Umeambiwa tu nilifanyiwa hivyo.
But sasa si evidence iko tu hapa kwa genitalia.
Sasa hawezi jua kama walikuwa wameagree ama wako wameagree.
That is why rape continues to be such a controversial thing, because even proving it in court is such a hard, can I say hassle? I don't know. But still, tune in for the next episode. We shall have a magistrate to address that. Okay, now, Sellah, you've said you handled sodomy, you've handled defilement and rape. What about FGM? Because you've mentioned to us that FGM is also a GBV.
So far, sijapata kesi ya FGM. Yeah. So far, handle any.
And apia hata Busia, I don't think if we have that cultural practice, ndio?
You can't tell.
We can't tell.
Yeah.
What about assault?
Assault ziko. Both genders are affected, but mostly female are affected.
Okay.
Unapata bwana amepiga bibi. Yeah, they're common.
Okay.
They're there.
Okay.
So far, since September last year, I've had around 111 cases, with assault having 40 cases.
Okay.
Though iko male na female, but male they are around 3.
Okay, there are 3.
Yeah.
How were they when they came to the center? Because we also need to really sensitize and put out information out there, because men are going through a lot, and for fear of being victimized in the society as weak men, they may not come out. So tell us about those cases, and also tell them that they are open to come to this center and their cases shall be handled.
You know, men sometimes they are very funny. kama there is a time I had a 62-year-old mwenye bibi yake ameshinanga amemchapa kila saa. But unajua Kenya atakuja tu akwambie ni tibu tu, lakini usiendi kuchukua P3. Mtamuita tu muongeleshe. Kenya anafanya si poa. But they rarely go to the station to report. Anataka tu atibiwe alafu arudi nyumbani, but sasa anataka tu bibi yake muite muongeleshe tu.
Sellah, do you have a particular case yenye it will never, you know, sometimes in life you meet a situation, a circumstance, an incident, a scenario that ukiamka tu hivi asubuhi you cannot go past a day, a week, a month or a year without thinking about it. So in this line of work, have you ever had that one particular case that really touched you, caught you, and pia maybe najua ndio inakumotivate kufanya hii kazi yenye unafanya?
Actually I have 2 cases.
Okay,
that are so touchy.
Okay.
One case ni mtoto nilikuwa nimeona last year. She was 14 years old by then. And she was pregnant. And then she was raised
14 and pregnant.
Yeah, she's being raised by a single mother. Mwenye mama yake I think kuna uwezi walimchapa or something. So she has paralysis of one side. One side can't function. Then you know she is pregnant, and then hii mimba amepewa na mtu wa boda. So time yenye ameenda kujifungua, like our hospital tulikuwa na strike. So and everywhere penye angeenda walikuwa wanamuulizia uko na 20k ndio tukufanyie operation. Mama ako na 10, wanamwambia toka aenda tafuta pesa nyingine. You know she is laboring. So by the time she landed in Nangina Mission Hospital, it was already too late. Akafanyiwa, akapeana hiyo 10,000, akafanyiwa operation. The baby was 3.8 kgs. And then definitely mtoto alikuwa na severe birth asphyxia akakufa. Then pia ilikuwa prolonged labor akakufa. So like she has been in hospital, unajua amefanywa operation, then she can't do more. You can imagine bill ikafika around 170 something. So mwenye alimpea mimba akajaribu akaraise 40. Wakalipa. Then akona bill ya 135,000. So like every time she calls me, "Doctor, so nifanye aje?" Then nataka kushukuru sana FLEP. They actually took it positively and they are working on it. Then you know our girl now, due to the prolonged labor, akona sasa the haezi shika mkojo, aenda kojo, akona bladder, the bladder was injured maybe due to the long
laboring process.
So the bladder has an issue, so anaeka tu kitambaa, you know, we feel for this baby, and you know she's in class 6. Na anataka nayo aje kurudi shule.
She's 14 in class 6.
Yeah, akona hiyo aje kurudi shule, like anaambia mama mimi nataka kurudi shule. Akona kidonda, you know, I felt so bad. I had another case from one mwenye
No, wait. Oh, okay, you've told us about this victim that you have given us an account from the time she was pregnant. So did she get pregnant through defilement? Ama it was a relationship, but still, even legally, that is defilement.
Because ni minor.
Yeah, it's a minor.
Ilikuwa, I think ilikuwa agreement.
Okay. With the boda guy.
Yeah, the boda guy.
Okay. So when you're handling these cases, do you also offer some kind of counseling to this boda person that is already a criminal, ama you only deal with?
No, the boda is nowhere to be seen.
Alitoroka?
Hayuko. Okay, sijui kama ako alitoroka ama ako sielewi. But now the mother ndio hanga analeta mtoto.
Okay, and this paralysis, she got it from being assaulted
by unknown people.
Okay.
So like alipigwa one side of the head.
She was assaulted also by other people?
By kitambo.
Okay.
So akona paralysis. Hata leo ameniflash and I'm like, I know the complaint.
So she hasn't gone back to school yet?
She is still at home, but sasa mama aliambiwa alipe hiyo pesa in form of a loan. Like akipata maybe 5k anapeleka, akipata 2k.
That is Nangina Mission Hospital.
Yeah, Nangina Mission Hospital.
And this condition that she has now, can it be corrected through like surgery and stuff? So she'll have to live with that for the rest of her life. You said the condition is what specifically?
She has a hemiplegia, paralysis of one side.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm talking about the leaking of. You said there is something. On her bladder.
Yeah, I think due to the prolonged labor, the bladder was injured or something. So I got hiyo incontinence.
ya bladder yake
ya mkojo inapita tu.
Okay. Can that one be corrected through surgery?
Maybe it can.
Okay.
But you just have to give it time. Maybe it may heal on its own, or maybe for further investigation.
Okay.
And management.
Are there NGOs that can take up this client's case and see how this child gets back to her life in as much as she has paralysis?
I always back my hopes on FLEP. They are very nice people. CCGD also, they actually support.
Okay.
Yeah. Then see watu utawapigia alafu mkumbushe tena atakwambia doc, I'm working on this, don't worry.
Okay. Yeah. Viewers, I hope you're following this story because as I have said before, for next week on our third episode, we'll have a magistrate also just come and give backup information on now after here. The processes at court, and also we shall have FLEP on our fourth episode, who shall still address witness logistics. Sellah, yes. Last week I spoke to Miss Mary Makoham of RIPE, and she gave accounts because she handles now the tracing and the rescuing issues of SGBV, and she was really talking about incest. So my question now is, have you had incest cases here at this center, and how do you handle them? Because now let's say if it's a child and they come with the mother, and then the other parent is the one that has done this. Tell us about now reporting, because you're saying the victim has to give an account, and then the mother also has to give an account. How difficult is you to handle this cases?
Actually, I've had 3 cases of incest so far. Hata mmoja amekuwa hapa jana. She's around 6 months pregnant. Okay. And most of these cases...
How old?
She's 15.
15.
And most of these cases una realize like
molested by
the uncle.
The uncle,
yeah,
brother
the to the father.
Now that one is a father in our African setting, right? True. Yes.
Sasa alimuita then akamfanyia hivyo. Then most of the time utarealize hao watoto wenye nakuja na cases kama hizi wanaishi na shosho. Na shosho. Ukijaribu kufind out like maybe why, utapata mama alikufa ama mama aliachana na baba akaoleka kwingine, then vitu kama hizo zina happen. Or maybe the stepfather maybe anafukuza mama anatoka nje then analala na mtoto. So those cases are there also. Incest. I have 3 cases so far. 3 cases. So you had given us a first account of this, the like a case that really touched you. Can you give us like the second account of? Now I had another victim. Okay. Who was defiled while on her way home. I think alikuwa anatoka kwa auntie or something, mamaka alikuwa amemtuma. Yes. So it was around 7 as the way she reports. Then kuna mtu tu alikuwa amesimama kando ya miwa, and then akambeba. Then like the person was strangulating her, alikuwa anamnyonga akimrape, unajua. And she came here crying. Unajua anapeana history akilia. And I really felt like actually huyu mtu alikosea huyu mtoto. How old? She was 16 years. She was 16. Yeah, she was 16 years.
You're talking about something that happened this or last year, or how many years
last
back?
Year November.
Last year November. Okay.
Yeah, it really touched me. Yeah.
So how is that girl right now? How is she?
By the way, she's among the patients I normally follow up, and I thank her dad because kila time akifika date ya kumleta utampata tu hapa in a school uniform. So lazima akuja hapa ndio apite huko kwingine. Then she spoke like aliongea mapema because aliletwa to the following day, so we gave out the postina too, we gave out the PEP. Okay. I think after 3 months she will be okay. That's my prayer.
Did they nab the perpetrator?
I'm not sure because I did my part and then I handed over to them. I think they did it.
Because sure. You know, sometimes hata mtu anasemaga, mi imagine nimeenda kwa daktari amenisaidia P3 form na hata huyo mtu hajamshika. So for purposes of clarification and also just understanding what happens at this center, it is also good to let people know like what do you handle and what do you handle, and at what process of justice do you come in now as a clinician. And then what are the values that you uphold like in this office? Because unajua mtu mwingine anasemanga mimi siwezi enda mwanamke aniangalie penye nimefanyika hivi. I think it happens a lot, maybe when you get people of the other gender coming to be assessed. Are they usually like easy to deal with, ama wengine wanakujanga and they say no, hautaniangalia hapa mahali, look for a male person to do this, and also vice versa? Yes.
So far sija come across mwenye na decline time examination. They allow me, because unajua one thing with the gender based violence, you have to be, confidentiality is very important.
It is.
Yeah, si ati sasa ukishatoka ku examine mtoto unakuja unapiga huko story unasema sijui nini
venye alikuwa.
Yeah, ama unaambia mama mtoto wako sijui anakaa aje. Confidentiality very important.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also the kind of communication you make at that time.
True.
Okay. Now when I come to this center and I am weeping and doing like sitaki kutulia, how do you handle such a case?
We have psychologists in the room.
Okay.
I think watajaribu kumtuliza. Na in case kama kabisa haezi tulia, kuna dawa tunapeana. She will sleep. Then akiamka he or she will sleep. Then akiamka atakuwa like ako relaxed. Or we send them back. Maybe kama ni kitu happen within 72 hours, tutafanya the basics, like tutapeana kama ni postina tu, kama ni pep tutapeana, then we send them back. Then after ametulia, then akikuja atatupea history.
But now when you're sending them back, you're sending them with evidence, and they can of course not stay for 3 days minus taking a shower, and you know taking a shower is also getting rid of the evidence.
So obviously why is it like take long after amerudi nyumbani?
Okay.
Because always niambia tu mtu atalia tu 3 days 4 days continuous.
You know,
then some ukiwajaribu tu kuambia relax tu, tuongee utuambie vile tunajua vile tunakusaidia. Actually wananyamaza.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you know, because defilement and rape and sodomy cases are so traumatizing, have you come across people that when you now want to assess them, wanaruka tena, like it's a trigger to them that I was touched maybe in such a torturing kind of way, whatever I went through was so crude to me, sasa huyu daktari tena nataka kunishika at the same point where I have gone through trauma, I don't want you touching me there?
Unanikumbusha another case. I had a 4-year-old mwenye alidifailiwa. And you know our psychologist is a male, ni mwanaume.
Yes.
So like time yenye nilikuwa nauliza mtoto alikuwa anakufanyia aje, you know, she could direct it back to the psychologist. Like anabaki tu kama amemwangalia.
Okay.
Mami do you know she only talked after huyo psychologist ametoka. Yeah, so like utaona tu like ukimuuliza kitu anaitransfer to someone else, utajua tu this person is tortured.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am thinking, me as a mother, before I come here, because there are those cases whereby unajipata ati mtoto wangu amekuwa now like for this case that you said like alikuwa tortured from your time ya corona. Now me as a parent, me as a mother, how long should I take to notice that my child is being molested? Like what is the minimum timeline? Is there like a minimum, let me ask it in form of a question, is there like a minimum timeline yenye mzazi lazima unotice no, there is something wrong with my child?
Sidhani kama kuna minimum time. Inalingana na how close you are and how observant you are. Mama anaweza kwambia nikimtuma hataki, anataka tukaa chini. Ama working style yake haiko sawa. Then utapata mwingine mtoto like anamuavoid but read in between the lines ajue there is something that is happening. So inalingana na the caretaker ama the parent. Ukikuwa tu observant like mtoto wangu anatembeanga hivi na leo anatembea akipanua mguu, then ata notice there is something that is happening. So I don't think kama kuna timeline like unafaa ujue. Sasa kama huyu amekaa na incontinence for a year, if I may say, then amekwanga kipigwa. Then shosho na reporter akiingia kwa room anapata there is a smell that is not normal. But unajua kwake alikuwa anasema huyu anajipukulia na 10 years. So the only thing anafanya ni kumchapa.
Okay.
So sidhani kama kuna hiyo timeline.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now when you're talking about kuna smell yenye nilikuwa na feel kwa room, is it the smell, the normal poop smell or urine smell, or is it also some other kind of smell? Because for last week also Miss Mary said she had a client that came into the room, and it was, I think, around a 7-year-old girl that had been molested continuously. So when she entered in their office, there was a smell. Na hata mama mtoto hakuwa ana feel your smell. So describe this smell for us. Like, how is it? Is it pungent? Is it toxic? As in, is it a normal smell? Is it a rotten smell? Cause unajua right now unapata mzazi ametoka kakazi ako like so much engrossed in the activities that they may not even look at their child. You know, saa zingine ukiangalia mtoto wako and you notice their child and you observe your child, then you're able to tell, hey mama, baba, excuse me, leo hauko sawa. But then with the smell, that one iko too very automatic. You know, you may not look at your child, but now the smell must catch at least your attention. Yes. And where does the smell come from? Like, ni nini inaleta hiyo smell?
Sasa for example, like this boy alikuwa na incontinence. So ile yenye pupu ishapita iko kwa pant ama iko kwa box, and then anaeka chini ya bed. So unajua hata hiyo room hata kama unajaribu tukupita utajua tu there is kuna pupu inanuka mahali.
Yes.
Kama panya imekufia mahali utaanza kujiuliza, utaanza kufikiria. So utajua kuna kitu so it's the same way. Kama masusu, kama kuna mtoto ako na urine incontinence, utajua tu just sababu malazi ikiamka kila asubuhi itakuwa imelong. Na maybe ni kitu yenye haijakuanga na happen like previously. So it's just all of a sudden like mtoto kitanda yake ina wet daily. So ina raise an eyebrow.
Now medically, for kids that have been sodomized, and you before we started the show you said even girls sometimes are sodomized, right?
True.
So now for sodomy cases, how does it affect now the health of a child for victims of sodomy? Is there a way they are medically challenged even after corrective surgery? Now, for the example of the one that had incontinence,
mtoto anabaki tu like nitaienda choo on my own lini, you know, like inamsumbua, then ataki kukula, jua akikula ataenda choo, itapita tu na unajua kwa shule. Na unajua nakaa na wengine, si wengine wataanza kuuliza kuna mtu amejipopulia, kuna mtu, so the embarrassment. So unapata like actually they are tortured. I can say ni traumatizing sana.
And on the counseling part, you said that when sometimes you have to counsel the parents, you said something about counseling the parents, or when you're receiving now accounts of victims and their parents. Now sasa awa wenye wa incest, you see now a mother has come na mtoto wake, mtu anajua tu ni mume wake ndo molest tu mtoto. How do you handle such cases?
No, I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychologist. But sasa si isha happen. Hatuwezi like
now,
kuacha tutoe.
Let's say now tuko sasa mtu amekuja na mimba. And now the victim is saying mimi sitaki kuweka hii mimba, and you see in all forms of reasoning and stuff, this is just an unwanted baby, because how do I start having a child by my own uncle or by my own father? You know, wale wenye hata ni baba yao amefanya nini, ame molest, and they're already now carrying a pregnancy. So when such a victim anakuja hapa na anasema daktari, no, me I don't want this baby.
So far sija kama across such a case, but I can't do anything about it. I will only advise her to azae mtoto, then kuna further investigations zitafanywa, DNA itafanywa. Unajua watoto sometimes anaweza amua tu akuwekee kitu. So kuna that DNA that will be done to confirm actually huyu mtoto ni wa huyu baba. But sidhani kama tunaweza fikiria like abortion, wacha tutoe or something illegal, which is very illegal.
Now for people that wako huko mashinani kabisa, huko ndani kabisa, they even have no idea kwamba there is such a center. And huyo mama anataka confirm kwamba my child has been molested ama anakuwa molested, na maybe hawana fare ya kufika hapa. what is their way out, ama anaweza fanya aje ndo wajue, so that now they are sure when I'm coming, I'm coming now to really like seek justice for my child.
One, huko ndani kuna CHVs.
Okay.
Huko ndani kuna ligurus.
Okay.
So iki happen like mtoto amekuwa defiled ama amekuwa molested huko ndani, utaona ameenda maybe kwa liguru wake ama area chief wake ama CHV, amereport huko. Then we also give out these cards, KD cards, that has a call helpline. Hii number ukicall ni free. Ni free. Sasa ukipiga na useme penye huko, utaendewa immediately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Inaenda na line gani? Natumia Safaricom mama
any line, any other line.
Na naweka credit ya pesa ngapi ndio
hii haitumii credit. Ukicall inaenda tu free.
Okay.
Au utakatwa shilingi hata moja. Hata kama simu yako ilikuwa na 0 bob, au utakatwa shilingi hata moja.
I see this card, viewers, this card looks very nice. I love the creativity in this card. But sasa Sellah, mimi at least mimi nionana nimejilipia boda, nimefika paka hapa, I can access this card. Now for that shosho mwenye unaona umesema kuna most victims wamebaki na mashosho zao. Wako huko ndani. The only time they will even access these urban roads maybe ni wamekuja sports hapa Busia County, alafu bado wanarudi huko. How can they access this card?
No, they are available. We give them to the CHVs, we give them to the ligurus. Wana distribute kwa ma villages zao. So card kama hii hata tukikuwa na client hapa wanga tunawapea. Tukikuwa na madaktari, we also give them whoever that comes in this office. Tunawapea so that they create awareness huko nje that our watoto, it's not their fault. Na it's never too late.
Yes.
Yeah, something can be done to them.
Okay. Now give us an account of what happens kwa P3 form. How do I get a P3 form? How much am I supposed to pay? Nafaa nipigie nani simu nipate P3 form, because you know also P3 forms zinakuanga very controversial. So tuelimishe kuhusu P3 form na what a P3 form really is.
Sasa P3 form is a document from the station, from the police station.
Okay.
Huko ndio huanga wanapeana P3. Na kama hawajakupea P3 huko, wanakudirect mahali penye unaenda kutoa.
Okay.
Then wakishatoa, huanga wanajaza the part A. Wanajaza part A, then wana rubber stamp.
Part A inakuanga na information gani?
Ya polisi, they ask you the incident, the biodata, the particulars, at what time, where the incident was, and everything.
Okay.
Then wata rubber stamp.
Okay.
So akikuja huku, I will do the medical part.
Hapo kwa polisi nalipa pesa ngapi ndio nipatiwe P3
kwa polisi,
na ni copy ngapi nakuja nayo?
Unakuja na kopi moja, but kwa polisi hakuna kitu unalipa. Tukijaza hapa pia hakuna kitu unalipa. Defilement it's free.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rep ndio nalipa.
Rep ni free.
Sodomy
free.
Assault.
We don't charge anything. Assault, most of the time they charge 1,000 that is paid at the hospital.
Okay. Yeah. Why is assault charged and these other ones are not charged?
Siwezi jua because I found it like that. So
like
the management maybe sat down and decided to do like that.
Okay. Now if I've been assaulted and defiled or raped, will I pay the 1,000 shillings?
You won't pay anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the gravity of my injuries is what determines if I'll pay for the P3 or not. So kama ni assault peke yake, then I'll pay the 1,000.
Yeah.
But unajua, kama it is coupled with rape or defilement,
nothing.
Then
you don't pay anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm not supposed to pay even the clinician. Niseme daktari, ebu kuja nikununulie airtime, unifanyie hivi, unijazie hii form. Okay.
It's free of charge.
Okay.
Because so you know most of these babies when wanakuja, by the way you realize that they come from very poor backgrounds.
Yes.
Poverty watoto. That's also a contributing factor. So go to the facility immediately after the incident, utasaidika. It's not your fault.
Okay.
Yeah,
and they should come as they are.
Yeah, usibadilishe nguo, usiende choo, usiwipe, wewe kuja tu vile uko.
But they can carry changeable clothes once the assessment is done.
It's done.
Is there like a bathroom in this facility where now nikisha maliza kukua assessed, can I now take a bath, apply my makeup and go back to the village?
Bado hatujaeka, but we are working on it.
Okay. Yeah, so once you fill the P3 form, then what next?
So I have the P3 form, I have the post-rape care form, then I have the book.
Tell us about the post whatever form.
post-rape care form, it's a MOH 363, where we document, wanauliza unatoka wapi, the injuries to the genitalia, date and time of incident, have you reported to the station, then inachukua like the last menstrual period of the patient, is the patient positive ama negative, anatumia family planning, so it's so detailed. Then there are three copies. Moja inapelekwa kwa station, nyingine unapea the guardian ama the parent, then moja inabaki kwa file, kwa book. Yeah.
Okay. Now repeat once again. Once you finish with the P3 form, what happens?
So na rubber stamp with the official rubber stamp of the hospital.
Yes.
And then naichukua na kitabu pia na rubber stamp. Hiyo history vile nilichukua na examination zimeandikwa. Then najaza hii post rape care form na attach pamoja, and then namtuma back to the station. Yeah, and then ananifanyia copy, ananifanyia tu photocopy, ananiachia hapo.
Okay.
Because there are several of them na majina inaweza kuwa the same. So in case kama unapigiwa simu, unajua ni the case.
Okay. Sasa kama Sellah, kama sina pesa ya kufanya photocopy, nimekuja tu na fare, najua government, serikali itafanya kila kitu. What is my way out? What is my way forward?
Hata mimi mwenyewe nawapea 20 bob, wanaenda wana photocopy. Wengine watakuja wanakwama hapa na wapea fare. Na mimi pia na hustle tu.
May God bless you abundantly for those steps. Luke 6:38, a good measure, pressed down, shaken together, rolling over, itarudi in double. So I would like to give shout outs to Mary Sheila Ochi. She's saying Madam na Black Mamba, Madam wa Busia wanavunja hymen mapema sana. I love the topic. Thank you so much MD for being our biggest fan. Thank you so much for the bundles you use to watch our show, and I know you learn more each and every day. Akelo Pepper Mukudi says, Sellah, you are just more than a medic. You've stood with survivors of SVSC during this season, and you know what, when I grow up I would like to meet you. I think I will.
Thank you.
If you are free on episode 4, we are meeting Flep, and I think she's our representative for Flep. I should carry you Ntamleta Akelo. I'm going to come with Sellah. Yes. Prepare tea, or is it lunch? Lunch nono sana. Madam Justina Wawasi Mangombe, SGBV, and the efforts by Busia Referral Hospital, very proactive. Congratulations to the county team. Also, thank you so much for Madam Justina, because she is our biggest supporter. In fact, she's the one who came up, together with her, she came up with this idea of doing this 5-part series, because we are anticipating March 8th as International Women's Day. So these are just the pre-activities, because SGBV is such an emerging radioactive issue affecting women. That's why we are doing this 5-part series. Thank you so much for the support that you give us, Madam SP. We shall also have a show on crime and rehabilitation, and also pathways to criminality, SGBV as a pathway to criminality. In fact, she'll be the one who'll be ending this show. So, Sellah, those are your shout-outs, and also regards from people that are saying the county team is doing such a great job. And I would also just like to applaud you, because when umesema unapeana 20 bob or fare to go back, it has really touched my heart, because in as much as you are a government official, you also go out of your way to be humane, and from Red Cross, service to humanity goes with me, and I really like listening to such awesome story of people that do that. Now, once you've taken, can I say a custodian to the client has taken the things to the police station, is your work done, ama there is more that you do also after?
Definitely, I'm not yet done.
Okay.
We go to the court. We also follow those court sessions. Once kila kitu iko sawa, wamefanya part yao, they will call you as a witness. Yeah, like last year November I was there to testify what I saw. But no, when you fill the P3 forms, hauendi kufunga mtu ama hauendi kufungua mtu. You are only going to testify what you saw.
Isn't your life threatened at that time? Because mtu akisema, hey, tumeenda pale county, kuna mdema kwa hapo ako na rasta, yeye ndo amejaza hiyo P3 form, na alisema kweli mtu alirepiwa hivyo tu. And you see, once